Freedom Pedal, it is an open ocean race, and as a result, safety is something that's really important to us. And here, right now, we're going to run you through everything you need to know about being safe for the Freedom Pedal. Rich?
Yep. And you know, safety starts in the car park. We need to make smart decisions, and your smart decisions are about your gear and choices of bits and pieces.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to remember that we are an open ocean race. If you're doing the long course, you're paddling 10 Ks across the island. At one point, you're 5 Ks from the nearest land. So it's important that you make smart decisions on the beach. Rich, if you rock up on the day and northwest is blowing and it's wild and crazy, the race probably could go ahead. But maybe you feel you might be not up to the day because it's not what you planned on.
And that's a smart decision. If ever, I always tell people, if you ever are doubting it, should I or shouldn't I? It's always you shouldn't.
Yeah, you can always paddle on another day, so don't push it beyond your skills. So I think the first thing we want to share with people is decision you make in the car park is the biggest safety piece of kit you've got right here between your ears.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the second is your gear that you take with you.
Yeah, exactly. So if you've done the race before, you'll know that you have to get your gear inspected before you're allowed on the water. You're given a whistle once you pass inspection. Rich, what do you got to do to pass inspection?
So you need a couple of items, and it's very basic. We all understand the PFD, your personal flotation device, and of a bright color. That's your first item that you have. With that, you want to carry is a whistle. Whistle is there to attract attention, and we'll cover that bit on that later. The other things, we all need to take our dear social media device. It's actually a cell phone. It's for calling for help. And running the NSRI SafeTracks app on your phone at all times, and preferably running it continuously. But to take that, you're going to need one of these. Is a waterproof bag that you can put your phone in, have that around your neck, and if you get into trouble, you can activate that. The other thing is, talking about buoyancy, your surf ski, your craft, is the biggest buoyancy device that you have, and you want to be attached to it. So you need a method of attaching yourself, and a calf leash is a great way of doing that. And the other thing that we recommend strongly is a very bright headgear, because this can be seen from a really, really long way away.
If you're floating, your brightly colored life jacket is underwater, it's not going to help very much.
That's very true. Yeah.
So one thing we do want to stress, guys, is this is compulsory kit. There's no wiggle room. You've got the safety inspectors. You've got to get through a lot of people to get you on the water. If you're not right, you won't be allowed to paddle, and they'll move on to the next person. As simple as that. So just get this locked in. It's really easy to do. Don't think you can make a shortcut or make a plan here. Just do this. It makes everyone's lives easier. So that's it. Now you'll be allowed onto the water. You'll have your numbered whistle, which will be issued on the way out.
Yeah. So what happens is, before you can get on the water, you have safety inspector will come around, and they will check all this gear, and then they'll issue another whistle with a number on it. And that whistle you tie in your life jacket, do whatever you want with that. On your return, that whistle has to go back to that
safety. To be handed back in.
Because if you don't hand it back, what happens is there's a number of actions that happen. One is we're getting hold of NSRI because we are missing a paddler. We then have to get hold of all our safety boats to find out, is this paddler still out there? Ask the sweep boats, do we know? And send someone to start looking for you. We also then go to the timekeepers to check, have you actually crossed the line? It is a chain of reaction, and it takes a lot of effort if you don't have it in.
Exactly. So if you end up standing at the bar and you look down and you've got a whistle around your neck, or you're sitting at the table with someone who's got their numbered whistle, please, we need those things handed in. Very, very, very important. Okay, Richard, let's run forward now. The guys have gone through the inspection. They're on the water. They're paddling. Let's say they get into trouble. They're not happy with something. What's the protocol?
The simplest thing is to attract attention. And you want to attract attention of your fellow paddler. They can come to your aid. The safety boats, wave your paddle in the air, blow your whistle, attract attention. That's your first thing. Your whistle makes sound travels amazingly well on the water. And then you've got your SafeTracks app. You can push that button. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to push this? Yes, I want to push this. NSRI will actually phone you and ask you what your problem is. Can we assist? If you can't answer that phone call, they will automatically scramble to come and look for you. They'll get hold of your next of kin on your phone and ask them, do you know more about this? Perhaps you actually are at home because you forgot to hand your whistle in, and you're sitting at home and watching TV, and we're all looking for you. But SafeTracks is your next port of call.
On that note with SafeTracks, we've had some people in the past take screenshots of SafeTracks to get through a safety inspection. It makes no sense to us because SafeTracks is going to save your life. Why cut a short corner on something that takes no effort, costs no money, and could potentially save your life? So don't do that. You're just actually messing with your own safety.
Yeah, it boggles the mind.
It boggles the mind. Rich, let's talk about the race course itself. There's a couple of points on the race course that could be a bit tricky. Which is the first one they need to be aware of?
Well, it's not the start. I know it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky to keep everyone in a line, but it's on the northwest side of the island, guys. Once you've just gone around the island, that's when you start encountering the big surf, and the big swells come through. The bigger the swells are, the bigger the surf, and Madiba's Left is your first one. Please stay well clear of it. Don't take the tiger line. Otherwise, chances of getting wiped out and pushed onto the rocks is pretty high.
So on that note, we're going anti-clockwise around the island. Keep Africa on your right as you go around. So one thing to consider, if you wipe out in the surf out there, there's no soft, safe beach to wash your boat up onto. There's no place really for the safety boats to get in and fetch you, and we're not allowed on the island. Robben Island is a protected space. So if you get into the surf zone, it's really hard for us to rescue you, and there's no reason to go into the surf. Just keep it wide.
Keep it wide, and then the next one is the slab. Also keep outside that. You'll see it, the wave breaking occasionally. Just don't cut the corner. I know that the racing snakes in the front, they take it a bit tighter than the rest of us, but don't do it.
The slab you'll find as you leave in the island. You've gone round the island, you're on your way home, and as you're starting to leave the island, the slab is a hard breaking wave on a very shallow ledge right towards the end of the island. But as you say, you see it from a mile off. You'll be staring at it, so there's absolutely no reason. We've never had an issue with anyone at the slab ever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then from there, it's the 10K crossing back home.
Follow to the stadium. That's your route home.
Yeah, that's what you need to know. So overall, make sure that you make smart decisions on the beach, that you've got all the safety kits, that you get through your inspection correctly, you know how to call people, call for help earlier rather than later, because we are paddling on cold water, dress appropriately, and watch out for the spots on the race course that could trip you up. They're really, really, very, very few. And then when you get back and the race is finished, before you go and have that celebratory Woodstock Brewery beer, make sure
that whistle back in.
And that whistle back in. Otherwise, guys, have a lot of fun. It's going to be a cracker.
See you there.